What is going on, guys? My name is Lextasy. Welcome back to the channel. It has been a long month of waiting and not seeing you guys, but we finally got a chance to get this 2017 Audi R8 V10 Plus with the Sheepey Stage 1 Twin Turbo Kit to the shop here, my buddy's shop, so we can finally start working on it. I am super stoked, super excited to find out, well, and also kind of nervous to find out exactly how much money I'm going to be in the hole to fix this car. After owning it for only about 3 weeks, something went wrong during a pull that I did, showing my buddy, and I'll give him a ride and showing him my new car that I got. It literally lasted about 5 seconds, and then some explosion happened, and now we're sitting here hoping it's not the transmission and on the clutches, but we don't know, and that's what we're here to find out today, guys. So we're going to be dropping the transmission, we're going to be looking at it, we're going to be sending it off, and hopefully we'll get a good bill of health, which I know we won't, but I'm just trying to be positive here, guys. So without further ado, guys, let's get this video going. I am super new to this V10 platform, to this dual clutch transmission platform, so I'm going to be learning with you guys as I go. My buddy Brandon is about to be here. He is the master tech from Audi. Cannot do anything without his help, because this dude is a straight up genius. But let's get this video going. So first things first, guys, let's take a look at this Audi R8, man, with the center exit exhaust with the Sheepey signature logo on there for their custom exhaust that they made with their intercoolers. I love this car, man. Even after just 3 weeks of owning and being able to enjoy the whistle sounds, the straight up pipe exhaust is on another level. It is nothing like I've ever owned before. It is a beautiful car. Interior, of course, has got that beautiful red leather stitched interior, and yeah, the gauges are about to start screaming at me because the car, there it is technically not in park. It doesn't even know what gear it's in, but it will not let me put it in park. So it's got an all-wheel drive malfunction, it's got a speed control unavailable malfunction, and a parking brake malfunction. So from what I understand, that it has to do with the transmission more than the clutches, but since we're going to be taking all this out, might as well do the full build on it. And we are going to be sending off the transmission, the clutches, to Collab Garage in Atlanta. They're going to be tearing it apart. Hopefully we're going to be there to see what they find, but until then, I know that the transmission, if I'm not mistaken, comes out straight through here, because it's got a little brace at the bottom that you know, it sits on, and to get to it, obviously the bumper has to come out, and then, well, in our case, I think the turbos are also going to be in the way. So we have a lot of work cut out for us. I am super excited to find out what it's going to take. And look at that, perfect timing. There's Brandon, the master tech, the wizard, the one that we need. Let me guess, 200 different types of tools. Hey, I wasn't wrong. I knew we were about to have a fun time. But in case we need more tools, my buddy Adam also has a ton in that toolbox there. Brandon, good morning, sunshine.
Good morning.
It's 7 in the morning. It's gonna be a fun day, ain't it?
8 in the morning.
Well, yeah, I got here at 7. I was too stoked to get it going, but we're gonna go ahead and get everything prepped, get this thing lifted up a little bit, and go from there, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, and Brandon is here already working on the car, and I'm definitely helping. But remember, in the last video I went over all the issues that we found with this car. I knew it wasn't going to be in perfect condition, and the more we tear this thing apart, the more things we're finding that are completely messed up with this thing. As you can tell, we've already done some work. The spoiler's gone, the carbon fiber pieces are off. We're going to take the bumper off real soon, but there's just a lot of secrets here. Like, I don't know, this, oh well, there's that's broken. This is broken. There's some bolts that were completely cross-threaded when we try to take them out. I mean, somebody did a really good job, and it's not Sheepey, guys, because in the video or the photo that previous owner sent me, he showed me where he took the rear bumper off, trying to fix oil leaks for me and everything, make sure the car was in tip-top shape. But as I can tell, man, these guys were complete geniuses, man. This thing is going to be so much fun to learn about as we take it apart. Now, the rear backup camera doesn't work as well. It's like a 50-50 if it'll kick on or not, because as you can tell, stuff is melted here. But I mean, it looks like it's insulated, but once you get the bumper off, we're going to see how bad the damage is on that as well. But we're definitely going to make it, or we're going to fix it and make sure that once we put it back together, it's not going to look the way it was or is right now, because that's just embarrassing. Ain't that right, Brandon?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God, guys, look at that. No rear bumper. This has got to go too, though, right? We could take all these brackets off, maybe. Shoot, I'll even cut the fender, but look at the turbos. Oh, that's so nice. Paint matched and everything. I forgot if they said it's a precision turbo or Garrett's. I think precision is what they put on here. Golly, look at that custom exhaust work, guys. That's so sick, especially with the matching intakes. That is beautiful. What do you think? Should we keep the bumper off, Brandon?
100%.
That's what I'm saying, man. Now, should we take this brace off too, or is that too much?
Yeah, we'll take it out too.
You think it'll...
We don't necessarily have to. It just makes stuff easier to get to.
But when it comes to like just daily driving, you think it's worth it taking it off? Unless it's paint match.
I'd leave it on there.
Really?
That's your only real...
Oh yeah, that's true. Because you got the transmission right freaking there and everything else in the diff.
Depending on how hard you get rear-ended.
That's fair.
It may mess stuff up anyways.
No.
At least you got some protection. We could even powder coat it something so it doesn't stand out so bad.
Now I just realized, bro, the backup camera actually will stay on. Like it's still here, but it's, God, look how melted everything is from the exhaust, man. Look how close it is. So that makes sense why it's barely working. There's a lot going on here. So to get to the transmission and the diff, obviously the brace has to come out. Do you think the turbos are going to be in the way, man?
No, the turbos will stay.
So is it going to drop out, like slide out sideways, or we're dropping it below the brace?
It'll
like
go straight down.
In between here, yeah?
Down and back. Down here. It'll come out down
Wow. So that means we got to take the support off here with the bushing and everything. This is so different than working on a Hellcat or anything else, man. And you do this for a living, so I know why you like working on Audis, man. It's always so sophisticated. Ladies and gentlemen, we are actually making progress. Still looks freaking sick as always, man. That is our little stoppers that we custom fabricated and made to make sure nothing goes into the turbo intake. So yeah, it totally worked out. It was supposed to be a joke, but it kind of worked. So turns out we will have to, since we took the intakes off, we do have to take the oil tank out as well. So we might as well drain the oil. We'll do a new flush on it when we right before we start driving it with the new clutches and trans. So a lot more work going on. So once we take the oil tank, drain the oil, well, get it up on the lift, drain the oil, and then what's next? What are you thinking from this point on, Brandon?
We'll get
Just
the oil,
continue.
get the oil tank out, and then we'll unbolt the axles, start taking bell housing bolts out.
Oh, from underneath. So it literally will drop down behind the bar. Like we'll unscrew these bolts or whatever, this mount.
It'll slide back 3 inches or so, and it'll come straight down.
Wow. How heavy is it? The whole assembly. Do you think me and you can hold it or no?
No, we're going to use that transmission jack.
Hey, there we go. Oh, so actually using correct tools, proper tools, unlike what I normally do. But I think it's, from what I understand, I'm going to try to use a big word here, Brandon, but this is called a transaxle, because it has the differential and the transmission all built in together, right?
Correct.
So we're continuing on. We're draining the oil. We're going to drain the transmission oil, which is what I'm really interested to see if there's any metallic flake or anything. Engine oil was a little dark. We were going to do it next 500 miles anyway, so might as well do it since we're doing all the maintenance on it. But from the underside, everything, I mean, it's not like there was a hole in the transmission or anything, but we are going to be draining to see what's in there. We took the axles off already. So we're getting there, guys. So literally the cradle, or whatever you want to call it, will just kind of in between here, just kind of drop down, right? So shouldn't be too much more to do. Axles are out. Now we just unplug all the lines and everything like that. From underside, I gotta say though, everything is clean. I mean, it's a little wet here, moisture, but that's not bad. That's normal. My other R8 had the same thing. That line is also a little wet, but besides that, everything's looking spotless on here with 55,000 miles, bro. I don't know why people are so afraid of high mileage on V10s.
No.
Because the engines, obviously, from what they say, a lot of people, that this thing can hold like 1,500 horsepower stock block and everything. So it's the transmission and the clutches that are an issue, which is obviously what happened here. And my guess is going to be when the gears definitely let out. And since it won't, like, the wheels will not spin no matter what, I'm guessing there's some metal stuck in between gears, or I don't know, but it's definitely more than clutches. And Brandon also agrees, so this should be a lot of fun to figure out. I can't get over this freaking view. Dude, that is gonna be so sick and wild. This car has been abused, guys, and and I even paid for pre-purchase inspection. It's not like I went into this blindly buying a $160,000 car, but I almost feel like they were in on it together, because it came out and the guy literally said this thing is in perfect condition. There's not a single issue with it. That you're getting a really good deal. That was his exact words. And then I get it, no air conditioning, backup camera don't work. Now this crap is happening. It's like, man, what else am I not told about, wasn't told about? You know, I feel like I bought someone else's problems, but now I might need a new transmission plug, so it just gets better and better.
It's plastic. They're cheap.
Yeah.
We replace them with services anyways.
Oh, really? It's part of the service? Huh, okay. All right, survey says... Nope.
Survey says they tighten the shit out of that.
Oh, yeah. That thing was not going to come out. Makes me wonder if third gear did fail in this car before. Let the draining begin. So we're definitely gonna take the lid off. It don't look too bad. Seems like clean transmission, which could be because maybe they already messed with it before, you know what I mean?
Good possibility.
Especially with 50,000 miles. When is is there a maintenance schedule for these?
40,000 miles, I think.
Okay, once we get the lid off, guys, we should be able to see a lot more. I'm just glad not to see any metal shavings pouring out of there, but I mean, the hole ain't exactly big to So it could just all be sitting on
Maybe
right
they're
on
just
there.
big metal pieces that won't come through that little crack.
Dude, you're so positive, man. I love it, dude. That's why we're friends. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're making a lot of progress. So at this point, we did got the oil cooler off. We got the transmission cooler loose here. So obviously, we'll just zip tie that to the side. We got to get the starter off. There's a lot more space now here for you know, activities, but turns out the turbos are not exactly in the way. The exhaust is fine because this will just kind of drop down. There's a few bolts in the top that we got to take off. The massive, of course, bracket that's holding it in the rear there. But besides that, man, we're getting close, ain't we?
Getting close.
Now, when it comes to the little shift linkage there on top of the transmission, we tried to move it, and it will not move, which means there's definitely some no bueno stuff going on in the trans. And since we're going back up top, we might as well take that cover off of the trans and see what we find on the inside. But literally, we just got to remove this mount here. Bolts holding the transmission to the engine. Axles, as you can tell, already loose, and that's it, guys. It's coming out. All right, guys, we're making progress. 3 hours into this, and everything is off. We got the flywheel bolts off. I want to say we, I mean, Brandon got all that done. So starters off. All that's holding this literally transmission or transaxle is this little shenanigan right here, that mount. So once we take the bolts off here, we're gonna move it forward just a little bit to disconnect it from the motor, and then hopefully very nicely it'll just kind of slide itself out very just gracefully, and then we'll look underneath and see how screwed we are. Ain't that right, Brandon?
Correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, the transmission and the transaxle, I guess you could say, is on the ground. So that literally took like 4 hours, bro. Dude, you're I'll tell you this, it would have been 3 days if I tried to do anything like this, but we're trying to figure it all out. I mean, it's spinning for the diffs or the axles or whatever themselves. Here's the thing that Brandon pointed out. With 55,000 miles, this clutch pack should not look like this. This is way too clean, man. Now, the crazy thing is it does spin over, which is weird because it literally would not move at all. But if you try to spin these at the same time, it does lock up. So who knows what's going on. We did spin the motor over. And if you guys seen the previous video, we know the compression is good too. So it's not a motor issue, but something's going on in here. But the fact we got it out is already a big thing. It's going to be a lot easier, I guess, to put it back once we build it. But Brandon, you said you've done some of these clutch baskets before. So like the billet basket would look completely different, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole setup.
That's got the Audi part number and stuff on it too.
So it is stock.
Clutches, yeah.
So maybe the guy did blow a third gear before. Maybe, who knows, he might have screwed it up and put it back in together. There's just so much mystery. And unfortunately, you're talking about $160,000 mystery. So it makes a lot scarier to work on. That's why we're going to take this to Atlanta hopefully next few weeks. And then once we're there, guys, hopefully they open up in front of us and we'll see what's going on and go from there. So I guess there's a lot of different openings that we'll have to get through. Of course, when he gets to the shop there, Collab Garage, they're going to take this whole piece apart. Looks like it's 3 major pieces there, 1, 2, and then 3. And then, of course, the sides and everything. So there's a lot to go through, guys. I don't want to make a bigger mess than it already is. All I'm going to say is there's a lot of work ahead, at least not for us. Me and Brandon knocked out the hardest part. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Today was kind of a boring, kind of sort of a video. For me, it was super entertaining because I'm learning something new about this super expensive, super heavy transmission, clutch pack, differential, everything built in together. But the next video is going to be awesome because we're actually going to the garage there and they're going to take it apart. The performance shop is going to look at everything. Hopefully it's just the clutches and they're able to rebuild it the same day so I don't have to drop it off and go pick it up. I don't know what's going to happen, but all I know is I'm thankful for Brandon for taking care of this, man. As always, you know, that's what friends are for, to help you spend money and to fix problems that you shouldn't have in the first place if you bought it correctly. But hey, it is what it is, guys. I just want to say enjoy your lives, enjoy your cars, enjoy your building transmissions and clutches, and I'll wish you guys in the next video. Peace.